So, hello everyone, welcome back to Ace-Educate, your trusted guide for competitive exam preparation. If you are very serious about cracking UGC NET or Karnataka SET English Literature exam, then this video is a must watch because today we are diving deep into the 2024 question paper. Because analyzing the previous year question paper, it is not just about a smart strategy. It's essential for understanding the latest exam trends, figuring out high weightage topics, and boosting your chance of success. By watching till the end, you will learn how to decode the paper patterns, spot frequently asked questions, and discover vital tips that can play a decisive role in your exam journey. So stay tuned. Not only will analyze this analyze will help you, but you become smarter. It would make the difference between clearing the net or set or missing out. So stay tuned until the end. We'll start with the question number 51. Yes. Which statement among the following rightly defines an epithet? The correct answer is 2 or B. An epithet is a literary device used to attach a descriptive adjective or phrase to a noun to express a characteristic's quality. For example, in Alexander the Great, the phrase "the Great" is an epithet that highlights his status as a powerful ruler. Option 1. Option 1 is incorrect because an epithet is not inherently negative, it is descriptive. Option 3 describes an epitaph, which is a text honoring deceased often inscribed on a tombstone. Option 4 defines epistrophe, a rhetorical device involving the repetition of a word or phrase at the end of successive clause or a sentence. So, question number 52. Who among the following invented Inkscape and Instress? The correct answer is J.M. Hopkins. A Victorian poet coined the term Inkscape and Instress. Inkscape refers to the unique, individual essence or inner design of a thing, while Instress is the energy that affords the inkscape and the force by which it is perceived by an observer. So I.A. Richard was an English literary critic and a founder of a new criticism movement. W.K. Wims was an American literary theorist and another key figure in new criticism, known for his essay on intentional policy and affective policy. William Faulkner was a Nobel Prize winning American novelist, not a theorist, known for these concepts. So next we have question number 53. A palindrome. A palindrome. So the correct answer for this question is a palindrome is a word, phrase, number, or sequence of the characters that reads the same forward and backwards. Common examples include madam, level, and phrase. A man plan a canal, Panama. So option 1 describes palinode, which is a poem in which the poet retracts a statement or sentiment expressed in a former poem. Option 2 could describe an anagram or other form of wordplay, but it is not the specific definition of palindrome. Option 4 describes a structural device like chiasmus, which involves symmetrical or inverted parallelism in a grammatical structure. So next we have question number 54. In his work, The Postmodern Condition, Jean Francis Lyotard announced the eclipse of all grand narratives and sought to declare the death of. The correct answer for this question is option number 4. Jean Francisco Lyotard, critic of grand narratives of meta narratives, targeted over totaling explanation of history and knowledge, the Hegelian spirit which poses history as a rational and progressive unfolding toward a final synthesis. is a quintessential example of the kind of meta-narrative that postmodern thought rejects as no longer credible. Okay. So why other options are incorrect? Because while Christian redemption and classical socialism are also considered meta-narratives, their third philosophical argument is more directly engaged with the totalizing system of German idealism, particularly Hegel's philosophy of history. Keynesianism equilibrium is an economic theory, not a philosophical grand narrative in same sense. Okay. Question number 54 is over. 55. What was the name of the first ship to transport itinerant laborers from India to Trinidad and Tobago in 1845? So the correct answer is Fateh Rozak. The Fateh al-Rozak, often spelled Fateh Rozak, is historically recognized as the first ship to bring Indian indentured servants to Trinidad. Arriving in May 1845, this event marked the beginning of the Indian indenture in the Caribbean. The other ships listed were also involved in the transportation of indentured laborers to different parts of British Empire, but the Fateh Rozak holds the specific distinction of being the first arrived to Trinidad. 56. Who among the following was known the Lady of the Christ during the college days at Cambridge? So the correct answer is John Milton. John Milton was given the nickname the Lady of Christ during the time at Christ College, Cambridge. This name was reportedly due to his handsome, delicate features, fair skin, his dedicated, sober academic demeanor, which contrasted with the more rigorous behavior many of his peers. So Richard Lowell and Sir John Suckling were Cavalier poets known for their courtly and worldly lifestyle, not for the kind of aesthetic studiousness associated with Milton's nickname. Alexander Pope, as a Catholic, was barred from attending an English university. Next, we have question number 57. Sir Thomas Browne's longest work, Vulgar Errors, is about. The correct answer is option number 3. The full title of a work is Pseudoxia Epidemica, or Inquiries into Very Received Tenets and Commonly Presumed Truths, but it is widely known as a Vulgar Errors. The book is a comprehensive work of skepticism that debunks common widespread misconceptions, superstitions, and folklore. The vulgar in the sense of common errors of 17th century. Option 1 is too narrow. The error Brown addressed were not confined to poorly educated but prevalent across society. Option 2 and 4 are incorrect, as the work is concerned with the false beliefs, not social vulgarity or offensive language. Question number 58. The first regular English tragedy, Gorboduc, contains 5 acts, while the first 3 acts were written by Thomas Norton. Identify the author who wrote the remaining 2 acts. The correct answer is option number 3, Thomas Sackville. Gorboduc, also known as Ferex and Forex, first performed in 1561, is considered the first English tragedy written in a blank verse. It was collaborative work between Thomas Norton, who wrote the first 3 acts, and Thomas Sackville, who wrote the final 2 acts. Thomas Kidd is famous for Spanish tragedy. John Lilly was prose writer and dramatist known for his euphemistic style. Nicholas Udall is credited with writing Ralph Roaster Doster, considered one of the best or first English comedies. So next we have 59. Who among the following English translator of the Bible was burned to death for the beliefs? However, he is remembered for his careful and important on translation. The correct answer is William Tyndale. He was a leading figure in the Protestant Reformation. He is renowned for his translation of Bible into English. Because his work was unauthorized and challenged the authority of Catholic Church, He was haunted as a heretic, eventually captured and executed in 1536 by being strangled and burnt at the stake. John Wycliffe initiated the first complete translation of the Bible into English, but did died of stroke. His body was later exhumed and burnt as a heretic. Miles Coverdale produced the first complete modern English translation of the Bible but was not executed. King James I was a monarch who commissioned the authorized version of the Bible known as the King James Bible. Next we have question number 60. How many knights feature in Edmund Spenser's The Fairy Queen? So the correct answer is 2, that is 12. Edmund Spenser's epic allegorical poem, The Fairy Queen, was planned to have 12 books, each centered on different knights, representing one of the 12 private moral virtues. Although Spenser only completed 6 books, the intended structure was based on 12 knights serving the Fairy Queen. Florinia. Option 1, 3, 4 are incorrect because the structural plan of the poem called for 12 knights. So next we have question number 61. Alexander Pope's famous quote, "A little knowledge is dangerous thing," appears in which of the following works? So this quote is there in an essay on criticism. This is well-known line is from Pope's poem An Essay on Criticism, 1711. The full line is, "A little learning is a dangerous thing. Drink deep or test not a parent's spring. It is advised that a superficial understanding can lead to error, while deeper knowledge is more beneficial." So next we have question number 62. Who among the following friends of Everyman, the main protagonist of the best known morality plays? Everyman stays with him when he leaves the world of face death. So the correct answer for this is C, option C, good deeds. In the morality play Everyman, the protagonist is summoned by death and seeks a companion for his final journey. All his worldly companions, including fellowship, rendered cousin, and goods, forsake him. His personal attributes like beauty, strength, discretion also abandon him as a near the grave. Only the good deeds, who is initially weak but strengthened by Everyman's penance, is able to accompany him to his final judgment. Knowledge guides him to realization but can only go with to the brink of the grave. Beauty, knowledge, strength all promised to stay with Everyman but desert him when he was about to die, demonstrating the transitory nature of this worldly attribute. So question number 63. Which of the following citation of an article published in a journal is correct format according to MLA Handbook 9th edition? So the correct answer is 4. According to the MLA Handbook, the correct format for a journal article citation is author's last name, first name, title of the article, title of the journal, volume number, issue number, date of publication, page range. So the option 4 follows this structure correctly, including the use of PP for the page range, appropriate punctuation. Option 1 incorrectly places the year at the beginning and omits the period after the author's name. Option 2 omits the author's name and uses a capital P instead of a small pp for page range. And option 3 incorrectly journal title before the article title uses a capital P. Next we have question number 64. While documenting, when is a block quotation used in a prose? The correct answer for this question is 1. The MLA style guide specifies that if a quotation from a prose source extends to more than 4 lines of your text, it should be set off as a block quotation. This means it should be indented from the left margin, usually half an inch, and presented without quotation mark. Option 2, 3, 4 are state incorrect length for requiring a block quotation in MLA format. Next, 65. How are words from a language other than English written in a research paper? So the correct answer is 2 in italics. Standard academic style guides including MLA and Chicago recommended that isolated words or brief phrases from another language that are likely to be unfamiliar to readers should be set in italics. However, words that have been incorporated into the English language are not italicized. The bold, underline, and capitalization are not standard convention for this purpose. Underlining was the convention for the titles when using a typewriter, but has been replaced by italics. Question number 66. According to MLA handbook, the approach refers to technical questions that writers must follow. These include, so the correct answer is in the context of MLA handbook, the approach cover the technical aspects of writing. This includes spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and the style of numbering. So option 1 is close, but grammar is a broader category. Next we have question number 67. Who among the following published a series of essay titled A New Criticism? So the correct answer is 1. John Crow Ransom. The literary movement of New Criticism was named after John Crow Ransom 1941 book of essays, The New Criticism. In this book, he surveyed and critiqued the methodologies of other leading critics, thereby defining the principle that would come to characterize the movement. W.K. Wimsatt, Junior Moron, C. Baltz, and Alan Tate were all prominent new critics, but it was Ransom's book that gave the movement its name. So next we have question number 68. Who among the following observed that the artistic critic, like the mystic, is an antinomian always? The correct answer is Oscar Wilde. In his essay, The Critic as an Artist in Dialogue, Wilde's character Gilbert argues that critique is not bound by external laws or rules, but creates their own subjective artistic impressions, much like a mystic who claims direct personal experience of the divine outside of established doctrine. While Walter Pater was a major influence on Wilde and aesthetic movement, this specific quote is from Wilde only. Edgar Allan Poe and E.M. Forster were not known for particular statement on criticism. So next we have question number 69. Who among the following was not associated with Lake School of Poetry? The correct answer is William Blake. The Lake Poets or Lake School was a name given to a group of poets who lived in a Lake district of England in early 19th century. The central figures were William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, and Robert Southey. William Blake, though contemporary romantic poet, lived and worked primarily in London and was not a part of geographical or social group. His poetic style and visionary themes also were distinct. So Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Southey are the three poets who define the Lake School. So next we have question number 70. Who wrote the Mosque titled The Triumph of the Peace? The correct answer is James Shirley. The correct answer should be James Shirley, though he is not listed. Assuming this is an error in the question option, I guess. So none of the listed authors are correct. The Triumph of Peace 1634 was a famous Carolean era mosque written by James Shirley with stage design by Inigo James. Ben Jonson was most famous writer for mosque, but he did not write the Triumph of Peace. So next we have question number 71. How did the lunar cycle influence Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales? The correct answer is 3. It was marked the pilgrimage date. While the influence is a matter of scholarly debate and interpretation, astronomical reference within the Canterbury Tales have been used by scholars to construct a timeline for the pilgrimage. Some analyses suggest that the journey takes place over several days in April, and reference to the position of the moon and stars help mark the dates and time of the day for the events and telling of the tales. So the elimination of other options. The lunar cycle does not directly determine the order of the tales, which is a complex editorial issue. While it is might stably influence telling by setting the scene, its primary function in scholarly analysis as has been chronological. Symbolism of a change, option 4, is a possible thematic interpretation but less direct than its function as a time marker. So next we have question number 72. In the context of Shakespearean play Macbeth, what is significance of the dagger? So correct answer is simple. It represents ambition. The hallucinatory dagger Macbeth sees before the murders King Duncan. Is this dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand, is a powerful symbol of his bloody ambition. It points him toward Duncan's chamber, acting as a fatal vision that marshals him toward the deed he is contemplating. It is a manifestation of desire for a power. While the act leads to guilt, option 1, and foreshadows death, option 2, the dagger itself is the immediate psychological manifestation of his ambition, sees the crown. Fate is represented more by the witches' professors than by the dagger. So next we have question number 73. What is the literary device used by John Donne in the poem Fleer? So the correct answer is 1. More specifically, it is a metaphysical conceit. The most prominent device in the flea is metaphysical conceit, which is an elaborated and unusual type of a metaphor. Comparing two very dissimilar things in the poem, Donne uses flea, which has bitten both him as his lover, as a complex, witty metaphor for the physical and spiritual union, their marriage bed and the marriage temple. So the simile makes comparison using like or as, which is not a primary device here. Alliteration, it is a repetition of initial consonant sounds. Apostrophe is a direct address to an absent person or abstract entity, which does not occur in this poem. But the central device structuring the entire argument is conceit. The correct, so next we have question number 74. Who among the following authored the poem Daffodils? So the correct answer is 1. William Wordsworth. The poem is formally titled I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud, is one of the most famous work by the English romantic poet William Wordsworth. It was inspired by an event in 1802 in which Wordsworth and his sister Dorothy came across a long bed of daffodils. Next we have question number and last question of today's session. What is the central theme of William Blake's poem, The Chimney Sweeper? The correct answer for this question is 1. Social justice, or A. Social justice. Blake wrote two poems titled The Chimney Sweeper, one in a song of innocence and one in a song of experience. Both poems were powerfully explore the themes of social justice by exposing the brutal exploitation of the children forced into the dangerous work of sweeping chimneys. The poems critique a society that allows such a cruelty to exist, often under the guise of religious and social property. Innocence is a key theme, especially in the Songs of Innocence version, but it serves to highlight the injustice done to that innocence. Religion, it is present as target Blake critique, and it is used to pacify the boy into accepting and suffering. Nature, it is not a central theme of his poem. So, thank you for watching this detailed analysis of UGC NET English Literature. First 25 questions we have covered in today's session. Next, we are covering the next 75 questions in coming days. So I hope this discussion helps you to gain valuable insight and made your preparation more focused. If you found today's session helpful and want to revise even more efficiently, the PDF of everything we discussed is available in the description box. Just click the link to download and start revising away. Okay. And also we have covered the KSET 2024 question paper and KSET 2023 question paper. You can watch in can go through our channel, and we have made a playlist there. You will get this videos. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Ace-Eduacte for more exam oriented content, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments. All the best for your exam. Keep learning and keep going.